Hello grade 7 computers class, this is Mr. Sommerfeld again, here to give you a tutorial video on how to create a poster in Pixlr. So the first thing you're going to do, is go to pixlr.com/editor, and you'll be placed with this window. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to create a new image within Pixlr. This is an important one because save it as your last name and then poster. You want your width to be 612 pixels and your height to be 792 pixels, because this will give you a poster size page that looks perfect on a regular sheet of paper. You want to make it transparent, then click OK. So this is what we have for our poster, and you'll notice that I have a very large layers section. What I did is I X'd the history section and then expanded my layer section just because that's the way I think is more helpful. So I have a general background here. It's important though now to we want to give it a little bit of dimension, so we're going to go here to the drawing tool. We'll make it square, opacity 100, normal. We don't want a border size. And let's pick a nice blue, so you can go around the color wheel, something like that. I like that shade. Okay. Now I can draw a nice section of blue on my page. Now you'll notice there's a little bit still not quite there, so that would mean that we could go free transform and just make everything just a bit bigger to make sure it covers it. And yes, we want to apply these changes. After that, I believe we want to go and change the color now to a white color. And from here we can go down, and that gives us kind of our style as the background. Now it's important to name our layers. So you double click and you'll type background. Now we're going to add some text. This poster is going to carry on from the logo that we made, and I want to create some text. So up here I'm going to type hammer time, because that was the logo that we made. I'm going to make it a lot bigger. I think around 60, size 60 would be good. I'll move it over here now, and that's looking pretty good. I like the font Impact, so I'll use that. You can use whichever one that you feel works best for you. And I'm going to make the color yellowish color. I like that. Now remember, we can also add what's called a drop shadow by clicking right here, Layer Styles. And I'm going to add that drop shadow just to make it pop just a little bit. You can do a few things. I like the outer glow as well because that gives it a nice crisp look. Remember, if you need to, you can change the angle. I'll leave it at about 140. You can change the size so it does that and makes it really stand out. So you can also change the distance, but I'm going to leave it at about 14, and that's looking pretty good so far to make it really stand out for me. So I'll click OK on that. I like that. I am going to move it over just a hair though, and up just to make it look good. So next, what I want to do is create a new layer, and I'll leave it named layer 2 for right now. But I'm going to create a box where I can type some more text, and I'm going to start it about right here. Have it go beyond a little bit, And you'll notice my color is kind of a darker blue, and that kind of makes it pop out from the other color that I have, which is nice. So I'm going to call that slogan, because this is what it's going to be. And now I'm going to type some text inside my slogan box. And my slogan is "We build communities." Now you'll notice my text is here, but it's way too big. It's large, so I'm going to go way down in size so it'll fit inside the box. I can move it. Now I can probably go a bit bigger though, because you'll notice it's just... So there, that's looking pretty good. And I want to change the color to make it really stand out, so I'm going to change it to kind of a white color. There, that's looking nice. And you know what, I want to change the font. I don't want it to be Impact, I want it to be a little bit different. That looks nice there, so I'll go with that one. So that's looking good. Now I want to do another slogan, so I'll create another layer, and I will call this slogan number 2. So it's important to name your layers. You can keep track of them a lot better. So I'm going to grab another slogan here, and this one's going to go kind of all the way across near the bottom. So that's good there. And you'll notice as I create text, it does a new layer for me, and it actually puts the text that I want in there. So this is going to be check us out online at, and then I'm going to put a website. Now this is just, it actually is a website, so it works, but you can put any website even if there's no URL that's linked to. I'm going to go quite a bit smaller so it'll fit in the box. I obviously want to make it white again because it's not going to be visible if it's not white. So that's important, so you can see that there. hammertime.com looks good. So I'll click OK, and you'll notice that it changes so I know what text is what. Next, what I want to do is I want to add an image in here. And so what I want to do is go and find an image of a star. So type in Google star PNG with transparent background. So type that into Google and search it. My Google's being a bit slow tonight. So I'm going to use this one right here because I like that one. So click on that, and then right click by going Control click, and then save image as. Now it by default saves as black star PNG, that's fine, and just save it to your desktop, that's great. Now you got to go back to your photo editor tab. Something I forgot to do that is very, very crucial is save this thing. And I did name it as Poster Summerfelt, but I want you to save it as a PXD file. And that's OK, and then you press OK. I want you to save it to the desktop for now. And that will be good. Okay, so it's saved, and so that means all of our layers are saved as well. So that's very, very important to do. Now that I've saved that star, I want to go and I want to open an image. I want to go to my desktop because that's where I saved it to, if you'll remember. And then I want to go and find it. So it was named Black Star PNG. So there it is right there. Want to open that. Okay, so there it is. Now what we need to do is we need to select all and then edit, cut. Now we can get rid of that and we can say, do you want to save the image before closing? No, it's okay. And now, because I've already cut it, I want to paste it. You'll see here, layer 6, we want to go ahead and rename that layer as star. So later on we know what it means, what it is. Okay, so we gotta click on our arrow, and I wanna change the size of it because it's a bit big, so we gotta go free transform. Hold down the shift key while you're doing this, and then that will keep the proportions correct. And so we'll move it up here kind of in the corner, and if you want, which I think is appropriate, we can tweak it just a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of dynamic viewing effect there. So click yes. Now I want to change the color. I don't like the black, so I want to change the color, and go down here to the color, and I want to match it up with this text here. So I got the eyedropper, which if you go outside of this box you will get it, and that's what I want. So there, it found the exact color to match, and that's good. And then I'm just going to use the paint bucket. There we go. That looks great. So go back to the arrow, and now the star layer is still highlighted. And I'm gonna put a drop shadow on this star just to make it stand out a little bit. And there we go. That looks good. Remember, you can change the distance that it goes. You can change the size of the drop shadow, and you can also change the angle. So I'm going to put it up a little bit like that. I kind of like that idea. Click OK. Constantly save. Now this program does not save automatically, so go back, save it as a PXD, click OK. It's likely going to take you right back to where you saved it the first time, which is what we want. Click save again, and because it's already there, because we've made changes to it, we want to replace that previous file that we saved. And my computer's lagging quite a bit. So this is the first video. Get this far, I will upload this one, and I'll upload the next half.